This is a not normal intro for the Zeotoheropod podcast. This week we're doing a special, and here's the setup. This week's a special week, and next week's even specialer week, because we have Casey on 2 times in a row, because we went super long on a recording, and I want to share it with everyone.
We sure did.
Heads up, spoiler written about the entire show. Both episodes are extremely spoiler heavy for the new half season of Dino Fury Season 2. If you haven't seen it, go watch it, come on back, and give the episode a listen.
And if you don't like spoilers, then quit being a sourpuss.
We gave you fair warning.
Fair warning.
And I hope they bring back characters. I mean, I'm excited for the original cast, but I hope they sprinkle. There's tons of New Zealand actors.
Yeah, I want
throw
Dylan to
some
come
of them
back.
in.
I want
that'd be
Ziggy to
amazing.
come back. I want Ziggy to come back for like a cameo. Just show up like, oh yeah, you guys are Rangers?
Yeah.
I was a Ranger once, and I was like, no, you
Okay,
weren't.
well, they weren't.
He's like,
so great.
Hey, remember, they weren't rangers, they were operators. Welcome again to this episode of Zero to Hero. I hope all you grid travelers have found the right podcast to listen to. Hey, do y'all have y'all's tinfoil hats on today? Huh? Yeah.
Are we answering?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Okay.
Sorry,
You don't need to answer that. You don't need to answer that, Casey. You don't need to answer that. He don't need to know what you're wearing.
Yeah.
He does not need to know. As your temporary lawyer, he does not need to know at all.
So as we
Get
come,
a search warrant.
oh God, as we come into this episode of Zero to Hero, I am looking at an About Us, a contact jobs advertise private policy. Oh, hold on, wrong screen. Oh man. So as we are going to dive into this episode, I am always joined by Jim, the one man that is not afraid to be ashamed of who he is because our parents already are.
Oh,
Sure.
Ouch.
Yeah, we'll go with that one. Yeah, okay.
Oh man. So Jim, we have a returning guest, and we should all know who he is by now. The one, the only, the Hershey kissed tinfoil hat man. So Casey, how are you doing, good old buddy, old pal?
I'm doing great, man. Life is fantastic. I can't complain.
Oh man. So we've been pretty hyped about the new Power Ranger series.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know you've put out a couple no spoiler videos and stuff like that.
Oh, yes.
Oh, wait. Do I need to set this now that we're going to talk about spoilers
Ooh,
right now?
Slam
that
a
would be
thing.
nice
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
some people don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna put a timestamp as well about what we're gonna talk like after we're over and done with. I'm putting a timestamp right here so you know where to skip to if you don't want to hear any spoilers.
Yes.
Yeah, we kind of just go all in on this one this week, guys. So if you haven't seen the new season or the new second half of the season of Dino Fury Season 2, just skip this episode and go watch it, come back, and finish this episode out, okay?
Okay.
So I couldn't believe they killed Amelia.
Right?
Right? I was like, wait, did I miss an episode?
Like they killed her
on.
humanity, maybe.
Man.
One thing I have to say is that I'm a big fan of Jane. She's
Oh, yes.
one of my favorite comic reliefs they've had in a long time. The last season they had great comic relief too.
Yeah.
But they had the Nerf gun.
Oh God,
That
yes.
was so
Yes,
much
that was so
fun. I know they were trying to
Oh.
copy communities like Nerf Gun War,
Oh,
but
Yeah.
I'm all
I
for
don't
that.
care. It was fun. I loved
Yeah.
it. It was low stakes. It was just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
They did fun little stunts with it. They had a
Her-
great time.
When
And
she grabs Annie and goes like, "Really, Annie?" out in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah.
For the second year in a row, she just like throws her to the side. I laughed out. I laughed out loud. I was like, that is so funny. It was so well done. She's hilarious.
her J-Borg, and J-Borg are both just fun. And the actresses who play them are having a great time. And I'm here for it 100%. And I hope they do more.
Yes.
I think that one monster had some really good lines where like he's like, what did he say? He's like, what about, do I get dental? And he was like, you don't even have teeth.
Do I get dental with this?
And then he gets hit in the mouth and he's like, my teeth. Oh, wait.
Like, my teeth. You don't have any teeth.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
Oh, wait, yeah. Okay.
The puns this season, like the second half of the season, were fantastic. And my goodness, we were on this last time you were here, we were talking about the first half of the season.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and can I just say they did a whole new direction with filming, like when Izzy was fighting in the playscape area.
Oh, yes.
They ran a drone fight.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, was that Sentai footage or was that...
No, that was American.
That's original?
Yeah, that was original.
That was awesome. I remember that because I was like, are we doing a drone right now? Because at first you're like, oh, they're following her. That's cool. And then it like went under something and up in the air and it was like, holy crap.
It went up and flipped over. Dude, I love that entire fight scene with Izzy.
There is... Okay, did you guys notice this too, or was it just me? That there was some fight scenes where they were overexposing, like, the hits and stuff.
Yes.
So, like, they would land a hit and they would overexpose the hit. And so, like, it flashed the screen a little bit. Was that just me? Like, they were doing this overexposure
have to look
stuff.
back.
Yeah. Like, okay, and then they were doing, like, this slow down, and, like, they were doing the fight scenes, they were slowing down right before the hits and stuff, like right before them, and then speeding back up right after it. And it was driving me nuts. And I know it might just be me being crazy.
I don't mind that as much because they, like, as much as I love RPM in, like, that era, they did the whole shake the camera thing. Every time there was a hit, and it just got to the point where I couldn't even, it's like I can't even see what's happening. It's shaking constantly.
I'm not nauseous,
and I'm
nauseous.
liking this a little better. I like this a little better. I mean, but you can tell they put so much effort into like just the morphing scenes. They like pan across everybody, and they don't just kind of walk up. Oh, it's morphin' time, and then they cut to the morph. Like they actually put a lot of effort in every single episode for every single morph.
They put a lot of work into it, and it's really cool to see like them trying new stuff because, okay, it's Hasbro, it's Hasbro, and they do a lot of animation. They do a ton of animation, and animation's easier to make than live filming because you can control the entire animation set. Yeah. There's not people involved. If you
focused on the second half, if you notice, they did focus on one technique all the time, and it was that stupid foot drag or foot slide in the fight.
Oh, yeah, they do a lot of that.
They did a lot of that, and I just got tired of watching. I was like, man, we just saw this the whole thing.
It was fine. Like, I know it was a little overused, but it wasn't too bad. Like, it could have been a lot worse. It could have been Cal Explosion levels of annoyance. It could have been shaky cam of, nausea. Could have been Cloverfield.
Yes, and I think they're trying things. They're putting effort into the fight scenes more. They're not. I mean, there's a little bit of Sentai footage in there. There's some, but it's not reliant on all of that.
Yeah, like the only Sentai footage they really used was the cake fight, and then there was like two other battles that they used Sentai footage, but in the Zord battles,
the Beast
Morphers.
The Beast Morphers whole scene was Sentai.
Oh yeah, that was all Sentai. Yeah, they're not gonna bring them back for one scene.
and then we also, that was all during the pandemic stuff they recorded. So because people were really wanting them to do a team up, but it's like they can't bring those people. And Commander Shaw is from New Zealand, like she's an actress in New Zealand, so it's like that works out great because she's there anyway. But you can't. I don't know, they just couldn't do it at that point. But there's a lot of stuff they could do.
Now
after this, and hopefully bring in people.
Hopefully they do a lot of cool things. With what was announced, I really hope they do. I really hope they do more experimental things because this whole last season was a full experiment in the PR stuff. Like we've never had, undiscovered races. We never had, parents being Rangers, bad guy parents.
Hey,
like we've never had that.
Yeah,
like, we've literally never had that.
We've had Rangers become ballerina toys, fish, but we never had one become an action figure.
Yeah, that's right. We never had one become an action figure.
Yeah. And don't you call them a doll. Yeah.
Like, this whole season's been them. Okay, so Beast Morphers Hasbro had their hands on, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And it was pretty cut and dry. It wasn't super, like, amazing. It was fairly cut and dry, like Power Rangers, right?
Yeah.
And this last season, Dino Fury has been out of the ordinary. And I've been enjoying it quite a bit. And I know there's some stuff that people don't like there's overabundance of puns, but the story arcs and other stuff has just been really well set, and I've just been enjoying it. I'm like, nah, it's been fun.
Yeah, they've been really good at it.
Do more stuff like this, guys.
They put a lot of thought into it, and like, because now that we saw all the stuff about Pop working as a janitor,
I am so mad.
They hinted at that really early, because he, even in one episode, he didn't even say Area 62. He said like, I used to work in this really weird place and all this weird stuff was happening. And everybody's like, oh, okay. And then he later said something about, Area 62, like I used to work there. And they kind of slowly integrated it.
Yeah.
And I mean, they are clearly seeing the like overarching storyline.
The long game for this,
Because I'll be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of Ollie at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
And they did a great job bringing him around.
Especially with his mom. Yeah. Bringing that connection back.
I will say this right now. They hurt Hop, and I'm still mad about this.
They did.
I am upset about the fact that hurt him. That man's a national treasure.
I mean, someone literally handed him a baby out of a burning building and was like, raise it. And he was like, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
That dude is a national treasure. He does not need to be hurt.
So due to spoilers on Twitter, I found out that Amelia was Ravkonian, but I didn't think it was going to be Void Knight and Void Queen.
Yeah, like I was not expecting that either.
I was kind of suspecting that they might be her parents at some point.
Like near the end of season 2, right? You're like, they could be their parents.
Because when they started, at the end of season 2, when they started talking about, or at the beginning of season 2 or whatever it was, they were saying like they, what the humans did to us and what they took from us,
right?
And so that's what I'm like, okay, I'm thinking it's their child. Is what I'm assuming.
Like, it wasn't last second. This was well thought out, and little things were planted here and there. Like the fact that Amelia was kind of like into the supernatural thing because she could always she always felt like supernatural things were going on. Like she had higher empathy towards other people, kind of thing. And so it kind of showed back in season 1, and it was really well plotted out. And I'm giving them all kinds of props about this because this is the first Power Rangers season in a long time that wasn't just episodic. There was actual arcs. And it was episodic, but there was other stuff in the background that was working a lot.
So that we're actually talking about this, I kind of want to dive into this. I kind of want to group these two together. So the Lord Zed timeline breaking with Scrozzle, I want to kind of dive into that because I kind of feel like it kind of debunks some of the theories that the fans had.
Oh, what was some of the theories the fans had going
on? What was a common one that Scrozzle dipped out?
Oh, yeah. Scrozzle dipped out and stuff.
They thought he was in another dimension, but he was captured by Grid Battle Force and was being held there.
Okay.
Which makes sense.
It makes sense, and Zed actually says it too, when he comes back with his staff, he's like, he broke Scrozzle out to get it.
Which makes total sense. He went there to go get a staff and broke out Scrozzle, which works up pretty well.
2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah. And a lot of the fan base on the internet was like, well, why is he so strong now? Like, why did he get beat by the robot empire or the machine empire and all this stuff? And I was like, well, if you actually watch the show, it tells you that they plucked him from
they plucked him out of time.
He's a copy of Zed at his prime abilities, like his prime evil, his prime
was he a copy or was he actually plucked out of time?
I think he's a copy because I think they're trying not to I don't
break the timeline.
I mean, I would have to double check. Maybe someone listening would know, but
they bring back Boom Tower, I think twice, with that same monster. But then he comes back again, but he comes back as an upgraded version through Skrozzle.
Yeah, he's a Skrozzle, yeah.
Right.
So, okay, hold on. Now we got to think about that. So how does he come back again? Because the monster's not there.
Hold on, let's find out. Hold on.
Well, I think Skrozzle, he took parts of several different...
Oh, yes,
because he was a robot. So he took parts and he made like one upgraded version, which was basically upgraded Boom Tower.
Yeah. Skrozzle didn't get destroyed, did he? In this one?
No.
I can't remember. So
I don't think so. I think he's still out there. Because, I mean, I'm assuming Cosmic Fury, it's going to be like Zed, and Skrozzle's going to be like his Finster sort of character.
Yeah, the question is, at the end, Zato says Zed escaped. So that makes me think...
From the Morphin Masters, yeah.
Maybe there's a rogue Morphin Master? Because it might tie in... Because there's an evil Morphin Master in the comics.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So...
Okay, so Zed is resurrected.
Okay.
But he's not plucked out of time, so he was recreated.
Yes.
But but they put him back in his older body, like his younger body.
Okay.
Okay.
Pre Rita, pre marriage, pre love potion, pre Tommy. So
yeah.
Pre-nup.
So essentially, they just recreated him.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That explains that then.
Prenups.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I mean, this is because, when Lord Zed first came out and they made him really scary, and all the parents were like, you can't make him that scary. And so they made him a little more silly. Now I think they get to really, not that it's the same people doing the show, but now they can really feed into that. This guy's terrifying sort of idea.
We've had Goosebumps since then, so we're good.
The kids that thought he was scary when he first came out are now grown adults and that's nothing.
Who thinks he's terrifying? Yeah,
he's not.
And terrifying. Now kids are so desensitized. I mean, that was before CSI, so no one even
Yeah, that's
CSI
right.
babies.
Yeah.
Oh man, but Zed coming back was fun, and I like the fact he's gonna be fairly evil.
Here's an idea for you, because they're going into space, right? They're gonna be getting Q Ranger Zords, okay, the Zord footage. So the question I have here is, Zed is gone with Skrozzle. Skrozzle's a mastermind at building stuff, right, out of nothing. Yeah. Do you think Zed gets a new Serpentera?
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
He's in space, yeah, he escaped.
No, he's not. Zed is not in space. Zed is in a crystal. He hasn't escaped.
Well, he escaped. That's what Zato said at the very end. Yeah. He said, Zed's escaped. Yep. You gotta come with me.
Okay.
Which I have to say, Zato being the one to sacrifice himself, to me, is the most...
yeah.
It's a lot more poetic than I think people realize, because he lost his whole team, besides... gosh darn Ion, but he lost his whole team, and then he just remained in the stasis for 65 million years with no one to look out for, no one to be around, and it's he's this lonely sort of out of time person, and then he sacrificed himself, and now he's a god or something. I don't know.
I don't know what he is. I'm trying to figure that out.
But it's I don't know. I think it was a pretty cool.
It was a little
character.
It tugged on the heartstrings that when he sacrificed. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, and also speaking of just the general video, there's the part where Amelia's falling off of that monster.
Oh yes.
And there's green screen behind her, and she's falling back in slow motion. That shot, I was that is a really good shot. That's cinema movie quality.
Yeah. And how her helmet blows off for cinematic the cinematic effect. I loved it.
Yeah, it was a great shot. It was awesome.
Yeah. They did something completely different this time around. They had the Rangers riding in on skydiving in, they were Halo jumping in. That was cool.
Dude, that was cool. Yeah. Then they wrote it down like God of War.
God of War levels. Oh my god, it was so fun.
And then people say that nothing's better than the original.
I'm sorry.
And I'm like,
that
look
was,
at this.
Just
watch one fight scene. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's incredible. They did such a great job. I thought all the characters got to have good character development. And to see, I mean, at first I was unsure about the whole them being the next season cast because we haven't had that for so long. But I'm pretty excited now.
Like they're getting the character development. Like I like Ollie for the most part. Yeah, I like Ollie now. Like they're even Javi's getting some character development. It's really, they had a moment where the kids are like, man, I miss having fun with the parents. Like I miss this. They had a moment like that, and we haven't seen that in so long, and it's so nice.
I do love how when they made those wishes, how Javi like rode that high, and then he kind of got it pulled away from him whenever the monster was defeated, and then at the end of the season you saw him like get recognized by a fan, so it shows that he's not forgotten. Like he's still getting.
It's almost like what we do.
Yeah.
And I mean it's also, we forget how much of this is for kids and to teach them life lessons, because it's so true. I mean, like you guys know, and I know, it's like it's hard work, like, and it takes a long time, and you just have to keep at it. You just can't give up. And
there's people that make like YouTube videos like trashing it and stuff, and like at the end of the day, it's like this is projected towards a younger generation. Like this is not. So what you're hearing is like a cheesy theme song, cheesy storylines, cheesy one-liners, because it's supposed to be a demographic not of us.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you're not going to break, the comic relief has to be someone like Jane and Jay Borg. It's not Seth Rogen. I'm sorry. It's just not, that's not going to land with kids. It's just not the same thing. It's like people, I understand we want something more mature, and they're working on trying to give us something like that, but I don't ever want it to be something like vulgar or
we don't need a Breaking Bad style of Power Rangers.
We
don't need no Walking Dead Rangers. Come on, guys.
But there's people who want that, and I just don't think it's the right. I mean, it's like, go watch Walking Dead or Breaking Bad. That's what it's
if
for.
you really need that, like there's some animes out there that would fit your that would hit your that would be good for you. Heck, go watch Kamen Rider if you really, really need that in your life. But even like with that, man, like it's a kid's show for, like, it's toy sales. That's what the show is for, is freaking toy sales. And Hasbro knows this. Everyone should know this. And you know who buys the most toys? Kids.
Me.
Jim.
Well, I do.
Billy, sorry.
Billy, they're buying the most toys. But the kids' toys are the ones that sell the most. Like the Lightning collection is for us adults. They're just catering to us, so they know it sells, and they don't have to put that much money into it, because each Ranger design, they just made a base model. They've been doing stuff off of that since. It's not that expensive to do stuff like that. And so they're making their money back hand over fist right now, and they're having a great time because they know it sells, and so they're catering a little bit more to us. It's like the TMNT movie, like the Michael Bay ones. They're not for adults; they're for kids. But there's a couple of jokes in there for adults. You're like, ha ha! Same thing with this, and like they're catering a little bit here and there. But I do like the fact they're not just doing jokes; they're doing story arcs and storylines for us adults, and it's been super nice, and it's been fantastic.
With the how many episodes they had in the second half? 44 in total. Yeah, with the episodes that they had in the last, I love how they kind of like full circled the story arcs in that short period of time. They did a great job. But it was built over the whole season. But
like it wasn't rushed. Like I didn't feel like they rushed through this season.
I didn't feel stressed about it.
Like I feel like Aeon got a lot of story arcs too, and like got a lot of development, and they made mistakes. Like they made mistakes. Like they were not perfect at all, and I thought that was amazing. So
there's a lot of people who they really get upset when any Ranger isn't perfect. Which I don't. I mean, to me, it's like, human beings aren't perfect. The Rafconians aren't perfect either.
The Rafcons, bro.
The Rafcons are not humans.
Bro.
But I think that you know, when you have characters who are just undeniably perfect all the time, it's not really that exciting.
You get a bunch of Mary Sues and they're just boring. Like, look at Rick and Morty. Look at Rick. Season 1, he was exceptionally boring. I know Rick and Morty is not like a good show to compare this to, but like Rick is super boring because he's just like God at that point. But season 2, they start making him fallible and even more fallible than they as it's gone on. And this last season, him and Jerry have a good moment.
Oh, fun.
So I'm gonna leave it like that. Where they have a good moment. And like these Rangers aren't perfect, but they're learning and they don't make the same mistake twice.
I just want to there's a episode in the second half because like a lot of Ranger teams, they go on adventures, but like they don't really venture too far outside their hometown or the town that they're based in. Can I just say that they actually took these Rangers and they put them in Japan?
That was cool. Yeah.
And
Aeon went to Japan.
Ion went
and won at ramen.
He had a damn list.
I thought that was kind of a cool. Like, I mean, I know that I don't know exactly what the whole circumstance is because there's people who are posting claims about what's going on with Hasbro's deal with Toei, and some of it seems to be wrong and some of it seems to be right. But the people who are posting are like reputable people in the Power Ranger community, so I don't know. But I thought it was, if it truly is going to go more original and they're not going to do as much with Toei, I thought that's a cool little like
nod
to them and like thank you to them. I thought that was kind of cool.
I forgot what they called them, but in Japanese term, it was called like a monster.
Kaiju?
Huh?
Kaiju?
Kaiju. They call them kaijus.
No, it was something else.
They call them kaijus. That's what they call them, kaijus.
They didn't call them that in the episode.
I
can't remember.
Yokais?
Yokais.
They call them yokais.
So I love how they called the monster a yokai and not a Sporgs beast, but technically he was. But they also did the Sporgs beast of like Japanese culture too. It was like based off the Japanese.
Well, also on top of that, like the fact that the Japanese people didn't know that much about the Sporgs beast, meant that it's been mostly located in Pine Ridge, right?
Yes, it was
so it's been mostly there, and that's why there's a hotline and stuff for them that they can use. It's all centralized, so they don't have to really go very far. But that was a cool concept. That actually went to Japan.
Brings me to my next topic right here. So as we know, like we saw when they went to Japan, they didn't know much about this stuff. So we see that in season 2, the second half, that Beast Morphers is actually a town over. And Casey, you made a good point before recording that Pine Ridge was referenced in Beast Morphers.
Yeah, that's where they have the Beast X King Zord, and it's at a facility in like the woods in Pine Ridge. And so that's where they go to get, that's where it comes out. And that's really the only reference of it. But it does put, basically they said it's the town over.
Do you think that might have referenced like Area 62 or 52?
I wondered if Area 62 has some sort of connection to Grid Battle Force.
Yeah, because
it's like an old, like one of their facilities. The only thing is Grid Battle Force, I don't know how long Grid Battle Force has been around.
Right.
Because that place, obviously, Area 62 has obviously been around for a really long time because of all the stuff that's inside of it is really dated.
Oh, yeah. So if you look outside, they have like really dated military stuff.
Yeah. So it's got to be old. But Grid Battle Force could have been around for a really, really long time before they got into the whole Morph-X and Power Ranger thing.
Yeah.
So
it could have also been, let me put a tinfoil hat on. It could have been also a place Zordon had contact with.
It's possible.
When the monster goes into the atmosphere, he's like, I can see Angel grow from here.
Yeah. They did do that reference.
That was pretty fun. That was a reference. He was also the brother of. Remember that Power Rangers villain?
Lokar.
Yeah, Lokar is the big white head with the.
He just is in the sky.
Yeah,
And
that's his brother. I was like,
right.
I'm sitting there watching. I was like, that name sounds very familiar. Hold on.
Yeah.
I looked it up. I'm like, oh
did he get destroyed at the end?
There's a comic where he gets killed off, I think.
Well, I mean the
monster.
Lokar's brother, the monster.
I think
he
so.
gets destroyed.
Yeah, because I remember the Zord goes up in there.
Yeah, he gets wrecked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, he would have been a great one if they would have kept him for the next season, kind of as a random.
A random villain shows up. You're like, hey,
but,
yeah.
But
I want to know. I am so curious what they're going to do with Zed. I'm so curious what they're going to do with him, and what's going to happen next, because he's in space now, and is he going to go collect the Machine Empire? What are they going to do? Because there's
remember, he also was the one. He conquered galaxies before he got to Earth.
Oh yeah, he's well into his good. Know what he's doing.
Yeah, he knew all about Rafcon, which
man.
he knows all about the sport, where to get the sporks and stuff. That's pretty crazy. So,
he's got watch. We find out he's going around collecting all the villains who were misplaced once the big factions were dead, the Armada's villains. You go with the Machine Empire, Armada, the one from Lost Galaxy, because there's a whole faction with him as well.
Yeah,
all of that. That's what he's going around collecting them or something like that. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, they
can do that because they have all the suits. They have all the suits they can modify. Because they have all the Mantra suits. They can modify Mantra suits.
Yeah. And there's a lot of old characters that they just never had any sort of ending. It's just they kind of fell off the face of the earth. One of them was which I know. Okay, the only thing is I have not watched Hyperforce. And I know that Hyperforce does reference a lot of these people, and Hyperforce is considered canon.
Yes.
Because it is officially a Saban-made show. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, because I know Scorpina was in it. I don't know what happened with her. But that's when Zed called on Scorpina in season 3 or something of Mighty Morphin. And then she was only in one episode, and that was it. But she did do something for Zed. So it's it'd be interesting if they brought her back.
Yeah, and she comes back later with the Soul of the Dragon as well. So
does she?
Yeah, she comes back for that, and she finally gets her comeuppance there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So but that's way in the future. So maybe she could still be somewhere. I don't know.
I don't know. Tommy's got that age now where he's starting to dye his hair.
Yeah. Well, but now he's not doing it anymore.
He's not Tommy Oliver anymore.
How shall I?
How will we ever proceed?
I got it. Yeah, I don't know.
Moving on. Next. But yeah, so. Yeah, this season's been fun, and I'm really happy with it. And there's a little nitpicky things, but I got nitpicky things about everything I watch. I don't care. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It was worth me not paying for Netflix.
Oh yeah, I was sitting there stressing about it. I was like, "Am I gonna pay for this? For this?"
I gotta be
honest, for this nonsense.
It is the only reason I have Netflix is Power Rangers. I mean, I really am at the point where I'm I would get rid of it, but since I do my videos and I need to reference stuff in it, it's all right, I need to go back and be able to watch a specific episode or something.
Right.
And it's easy. It's already ready to go. It's there. I get it. I can totally understand.
It's just one of those things. I really hope that they just get all the seasons of Power Rangers back on there. If you are the official Power Ranger carrier, you're producing the show now, freaking put all of them up.
Let's see, which ones did they take down? Wasn't the Disney era ones they took down?
They took down everything from Mighty Morphin up to after Mighty Morphin all the way up to Ninja Steel is gone.
Yeah, I saw Ninja Steel.
They only have.
Yeah, I saw Ninja Steel.
Yeah, Ninja Steel.
Maybe their contract ran out with the distribution
it did, and they just decided not to renew it.
Oh.
And so it's just It's just if you're going to hold Power Rangers, you need to have all the Power Rangers.
Yeah, not on YouTube.
I feel like Hasbro's going to have something to say about this really soon. Hasbro will want that.
I don't know, but it's been I'm trying to remember when it happened. I mean, it was in February of was it last year? Or
something like that, yeah.
Oh.
So it's been, a year and a half.
Hasbro's contract's not up yet with them, either, so we don't know. You can't go through and change the contract last second. Or while the contract's going, so we might see what they're going to say at the end of Cosmic Fury. Is you get Cosmic Fury, and that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-year contract there, and so we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
let's see. We'll see, because they could go from Netflix somewhere else, because Netflix isn't producing it. It's Hasbro. Hasbro's doing it.
Right.
So,
and I'll say, I mean, I kind of ranted. I didn't rant about this specifically, but like, I have Netflix. I literally only watch Power Rangers basically on Netflix, Cobra Kai, and that's pretty much it. And they've released it in different countries all over the place at different times. So all the spoilers came out before anybody here got it, which I'm not, first world problems, whatever. I get that. But the fact that they could just release it all at once and they just decide who gives a crap, we'll just release it all whenever we want. And then they never even like, I was looking the day before it was supposed to be posted, like, does it say new episodes coming tomorrow? Which usually says that. They didn't have anything.
No. Netflix is falling behind and stuff. Well, it's not their own production. Like, they're not going to try very hard.
Right.
But they're also dealing with the fact that, in other countries it's aired live.
Yes.
And there's commercial breaks. Like Sky TV is an actual TV, like where all the spoilers came from in Germany and stuff.
Yeah.
That's Sky TV. That's an actual TV station.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So they have different airing days as well. So
gotcha.
And Netflix has their own thing set up, and it's a lot of legal contracts I don't really want to dig into because I don't care enough.
Right.
But
just
I
give
will
me
tell
my
you
Power
here now.
Rangers. You know what?
Come on, man.
We're in our prime. We're in our 30s.
Gosh darn it.
Give me what I want. I pay you.
Yeah.
Give you money. Give me what I want. I don't want to watch.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch Downton Abbey for the 14th time. I want to watch Power Rangers.
This is why I wish I had just a Batman cowl, so I could be like, "Where are they?
Where is that?
Where is it?
Tell me where it is."
Oh my god! Yeah, tell me where it is. What's the password?
Yeah, I don't know. It drives me nuts though. But I don't know, man. It's like I just feel like it's not taken seriously, and that's what worries me. Is that it's like, if you're not going to take it seriously, then it's going to be hard for other people to take it seriously.
Oh, yeah. And then, God forbid, you trigger the fan base,
Well, but if you treat it like it's this big... Like, I mean, Marvel and Star Wars...
Oh, yeah.
My God, they keep things under wraps. You do not find out anything.
Well, that's Disney, man. That's Disney. Like,
it is.
Yeah. And so, by the way, Andor is fantastic, by the way. Watch it.
I've been watching it, yeah.
I've been wanting to watch it.
Sorry, you said Star Wars. I had to make sure people knew about this.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't know. It's like, I wish I don't know.
I wish you were more consistent about their under-wrapness. They have toy leaks all the time. They have show leaks. They have leaks constantly. And, like, they're getting mad about it, too. Like, I clearly know that Hasbro's getting frustrated about the fact that the toy line keeps leaking before it comes out.
Oh, yeah.
And so, they're getting frustrated. And they need to get their ducks in a row. But I will say this: they are concentrating on the right things. They're concentrating on, which is the storyline. They're working on the production, which is the right thing they should concentrate on for right now. Is work on production, get that in order, make sure it stays in good shape, and then work on getting your leaks down. Because it doesn't matter how much you leak if your stuff is terrible. No one's going to want it.
Right.
Like keep your quality up and then work on leaks. Like yeah.
I just hope, in Beast Morphers, I will say, we all knew that Jason was going to be there. Actually, I should back up. The thing that scares me is this isn't Hasbro's fault, but the legendary battle, we knew that was coming 2 years before it happened.
Right.
And it was so overhyped that when it got to it, it was just like it was infuriating.
It was
because
a
it was
flat
so
soda, man.
bad.
Yeah, it was fall on his face, kind of really.
Yeah.
If that had happened without us knowing it was going to happen, and all of a sudden there was just an episode where, holy crap, all these Rangers are back, that would have blown everybody's mind. That would have been awesome. But the problem is we built it up too much. And then it was like, oh, look.
Right.
And then that same thing, we knew Jason was coming back for Beast Morphers, which was good. It wasn't bad.
Well, they didn't overhype it all that much. Like, we knew it was happening, but, we didn't know the whole extent of it. And, I know it was, kind of a silly-esque story, Goldor Maximus, but,
yeah, but it was fine. I liked it.
It wasn't, it wasn't a 35-minute battle royale of just having all the Rangers there. It was like a 10-minute battle of just, Rangers being Rangers. I'm like, yeah.
Right. But like, and the thing about Beast Morphers is that was awesome that Jason came back. I mean, it was cool to see him do it.
Yeah.
But I was way more excited to see Dr. K than Jason, to be honest. I was, because I didn't know it was coming. And so they kind of hinted at it a little bit.
Had
like maybe
the video call with her. You're like, what?
Well, that made me freak out. And then when they had her actually there, it was like, oh my God. I just hope, I'm sure they're trying to do some of that, but I hope now that they've already released that, like, we knew Billy was coming back a while now.
Yeah.
But then when they said that Zach was coming back, it's like, okay, you're kind of giving everything away.
Is Kimberly coming back?
They haven't said yes to that.
Okay. I kind of wonder, are they going to have their OG powers? Or are they going to be some sort of mentor style?
I hope they're mentor styling it, because that'd be kind of fun. And I want Zach to be like, yeah, I lost a finger in a battle, bro.
Yeah, or like, here's my sweet ass dance moves. You know? This is called.
They could not.
Yeah.
The hip hop keto.
Yeah.
They could not have him come on without him just doing the most amazing dance fighting scenes ever. They have to go out with that.
I would pay Netflix like double what they normally charge if I got to see him like break and be like, this is capoeira.
Just they gotta do it.
Oh man,
take my money, Netflix. I want to see more capoeira.
And the fact, because Billy, at least last we saw, he was on Aquitar.
Yeah.
And if they don't have a scene with the Aquitar Rangers fighting something, I'm gonna be mad.
What if they close the door and he actually has the Phantom power?
They can't do that. It's already been like proven who it is in the comics.
Yeah, he was on the moon with Blue Centurion. So
yeah, it was already done in the comics. Like it's a really old guy. Don't worry about it.
It's a really old guy. Well, I thought he was supposed to be the spirit of fallen Rangers. Or is that not?
No. I wish it was super fun. No,
I don't
get the universe, like the Power Rangers Unlimited series, a 6-issue run, and it tells you who it is.
I kind of like the whole like V for Vendetta thing where there is no
there.
identity.
Don't worry.
Okay,
it's still there, but like you get a wink and a nod about that.
Okay.
Don't do it, Casey. You look like you're stroking out.
Like, hold on, guys.
Hold on.
But yeah, like there's still a wink and a nod about it and stuff. But you know, it gives more backstory to who the Phantom Ranger is and stuff like that. So it's not like, you know, it doesn't spoil everything, but it tells you a lot more and gives you actual information. It's not Billy. It's not going to ever be Billy. I would like them to open the door and him walk out with like the Zeo Red Crystal or something like that. Be like, guys. Like, I know Steve Cardenas is in New Zealand right now.
Yeah,
what?
I heard he's
in New Zealand. He missed a Comic-Con preview, a Comic-Con England preview because he's in New Zealand. Yeah,
I heard that he's.
Oh my gosh!
Apparently, he's supposed to be in the cast, so we'll see.
So it's somewhere. Yeah, so I want him to show up as like Zeo Blue and be like, "What are you guys doing?"
Yeah, I'm gonna one-shot this dude. Boo, 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 boo.
Okay.
It would be hilarious if they had a battle where everybody was getting destroyed and he came in and just obliterated the enemy all on his own. That would be awesome and good for Steve. You know, give him one, for gosh sakes.
Okay. So you watch the Super Ninja Steel like fight scene with him. Did you notice that Rocky, when like the monster goes big, Rocky just pulls out the blaster, the first one that starts blasting?
No, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, he's standing there, like, pulls the blaster, like, die. I was awesome. Like, what? So I have a running theory that he had the Blue Zeo powers up till then, and that his Red Ranger powers, like, he was good up till the final battle, and after the final battle, he got his Red Ranger power back from the monster of the week, or the evil Tommy. But yeah, like, he just whips out his blasters as blasted. He was the first one to do it too. The first one.
Steve's awesome, man. He's the best.
He's a
hero. I just want them to have good. I want them to. Yeah, man. I just want them to do some good stuff with all those characters, and I hope they bring back characters. I mean, I'm excited for the original cast, but I hope they sprinkle. There's tons of New Zealand actors.
Yeah, I want Dylan to come back. I want Ziggy to come back. I want Ziggy to come back for like a cameo. Just show up like, oh yeah, you guys are Rangers?
Yeah.
I was a ranger once, and I was like, no, you weren't.
Well, they weren't.
Like, so great.
Hey, remember, they weren't rangers. They were operators.
Operator Series Green.
Hey,
it would be so great to have him, though.
Hasbro, if you're listening, I could play a really good dead body underneath of some rebel.
Oh, I would do that in a heartbeat.
Like, just to be on the Power Rangers series, like, just once.
Yeah, just once. Ready? I'm gonna show y'all. Ready?
That's pretty good.
Dude, that was good. Dude.
And I'm really good in action scenes.
Ah, there you go. look. Oh my god.
I'm not very good at anything. You can just cast me in like a background actor, and I'll just sit there.
Have him just sipping coffee, and it's like decaf. He just throws it against the window.
This is not caffeinated. Are you angry? Maybe.
Bam, Jimmy's the Karen of the week.
I don't know.
Take her down. What?
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, that went left out of nowhere.
Well, what can I say?
How do we get back from that?
Commercial break.
Hey, this is Jacob, aka Iron Avenger 52, and you're listening to Zeal to Hero.
Hi, this is Ben from Baker Rangers, and it looks like you got nothing better to do but listen to Zeo to Hero.
This is Mark, the Red Cornish Ranger, and you're listening to Zeo to Hero.
But okay. So during the break, we were talking a little bit about not liking a kid show because Power Rangers is a kid show, plain and simple.
Down to the bottom.
And we got on to about people complaining about the theme song and stuff about that, and like hating the whole season because of the theme song. But like, there's so much more to hate. Not just a theme song. Like, there's whole different things I hate, and there's many things I like about things. Like, I love the 2017 movie suits. I think they look wicked cool in motion.
Yeah, I like it too.
The stills we saw in production, I hate it, but they cleaned it up and they did a great job.
2017 movie, I think, was one of I think 3 seasons that allowed the face to expose Lightspeed Rescue, Ninja Storm, and I think the movie, the 2017.
Yeah, and I don't know. I like that. I think that's cool. Plus, the actors actually get to be in the suits more.
Yes.
Because there's so rarely are they actually in the suit.
Especially now, we've hardly ever seen them in the suits. Like, we see some production stuff from them in the suits, but then that's about it.
I think it was...
They're on...
Yeah, I was going to say, I think they did that to show more correlation that's the actual actor in it.
I know Disney did it hardcore in Disney because Disney was like afraid the kids weren't going to figure it out. Right. Especially with Ninja Storm. They're like, we need to see this a lot more so kids will figure it out. Like, kids are stupid. Yeah. Like, kids who like Power Rangers are dumb. And everyone's like, guys, calm down. It's Power Rangers. Like, it's been going over 20 years.
All right. Yeah, so Case, let's pick your brain for a second here.
Sure.
What is something in the franchise that you kind of just did not get along with?
That's a good question.
Is it the day-old cheese?
I didn't. The episode where they made everybody eat day-old cheese, I was not into because they made him drink milk with it, and I was like, "What?
Come on,
it's
now,
disgusting. Too much dairy."
I'm telling you, you gotta stop watching Operation Overdrive. Like, it gets a little crazy. All right, stop watching before you go to bed.
The only thing edible was that snack of a person, Norg.
Oh, Norg.
Norg. He's played by Boom. Boom?
Yeah, dude. Boone. Kelson Henderson. He's freaking awesome.
Does all. He is the Alan Tudyk of Power Rangers.
Oh, yeah. Yes, he is. I can't. I will say, I mean, I've gone through and rewatched most of all the seasons in the last couple of years. Like, the first half of Turbo annoys me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it's so obvious that JDF is done. Like, he's done with the show. He wants to go. And they just kept being like, oh, Tommy's at the track.
Yeah.
Let's have a whole episode where he's not in it, and then we'll call him right before the battle. And then he teleports in, they morph, and then it's like back, and then it's like he's like, see you later, going back to the track. And it just, I don't know. There's something to me that first half it just felt like all the wind was out of the bag. And it was like,
well, this is the movie. The movie did okay.
It did fine, and I like the movie. I have a little sentimental part of me that loves that movie. But
I don't know. Was it JDF who wanted to leave and then the movie, or was his contract up? What was going on with that?
It might have been that his contract was coming to an end, and he was. But I think it was active that he wanted to be done with it.
Yeah.
Which is why I think he was not in so many of the storylines, and then. The rest of the cast, they didn't tell them that they were getting rid of them.
Oh, yeah.
There was like an ad in the paper that Johnny Young Bosch saw for Power Rangers. And he's like, it was like getting new Power Rangers. And he's like, oh, what?
Hold the
so it was not it wasn't a great, but the thing is, whenever I see people who they talk about how much they hate that they got a new cast during Turbo, I'm like, I don't know how you can watch that first half and say, let's do another like 25 episodes of this.
No, like it's another like 35 episodes of that.
Yeah, it's like it was so. It just there wasn't a lot.
There was no chemistry. Justin was only like the other Rangers, like not including Tommy. Like all the other Rangers were trying to make it work, but the writers' room was completely like in shambles. No one knew exactly how to do it, and it was some comedy, some drama, and. They were confused, and we still got TJ, one of the best Blue Rangers of all time.
TJ's one of the best. I mean, I really think when they brought him in, and I thought that Tracy Lynn Cruz and I can't remember Carlos's the actor's real name. But they brought them in. They were
Robert
great.
Something.
Yeah, they were great. But I thought, Patricia, who plays Cassie. And Selwyn, who plays TJ, those two are like two of my favorite. I mean, they're two of like kind of the best, standout Rangers there are. They're both just got a lot of character in them, even though back then they didn't get a lot of good character development episodes. But they came
in together, A and B, like they were shining examples, like they were written as shining examples of who Rangers were supposed to be, and even like they had fun with the characters too. Like they were having a good time with it, and like. Okay, conspiracy theory time. I think that they wanted to have TJ come in to lose, to set up the Dark Spectre closer to Earth. Because Earth was about to fall, right? Earth was about to fall.
Yeah.
And so, like, they needed to get Dark Spectre out of the way. And so they brought in TJ because, an inexperienced leader is going to lose right off the bat. And they replaced the mentor and everything to an inexperienced mentor. Like they were like Zorda was setting this up, man. He was setting this all up, bro.
Yeah, and I have a video on Zordon being evil,
right?
And I go into that because I have a whole theory of Zordon sabotaging the Turbo Rangers after they switched powers over.
So the first half of Turbo was like so bland that I actually started paying attention to the backgrounds and the scenery, and that's how I came up with the theory that it's like. Turbo was based on a military base in Japan.
Yeah, and I've heard you guys' theory on that. It's
and
it's a good. I mean, it's very well thought out. I like it.
That was all Jim. I was just the face.
Sure.
But yeah,
my theory is more political.
What?
Literally? I don't know the word I'm trying to use with this one.
Yeah,
word.
Yes.
All my theories involve books.
Yeah.
Man, well, I'm proud that you can read books because I can't. So
if it's
okay. We all carry out a little bit, Casey.
I know. That's why when people are like, "Dude, you better watch the Sentai," I'm like, and read that whole thing, guys. I'm not that smart.
It's hard enough for me to read the subtitles to Common Writer.
Yeah.
Guys, I might be able to read at a 5th grade level, but doesn't mean I can read very fast.
Don't worry, Casey. You get a gold star for today.
Thank you.
No, he gets a pumpkin sticker. It's Halloween.
Oh yeah,
you get a pumpkin sticker.
Oh, pumpkins.
Yeah.
Does the pumpkin rap?
Hell no.
No, we're not that cool. We don't have the intellectual property to handle that, and we don't have the lawyers to handle Hasbro. Calm down.
We can't.
I can defend you against Billy, but not Hasbro, bro. Oh man. All right.
What's something that bugs you guys? Because I said one thing that bothers me. What about you guys? Is there one single thing that? Because I mean, generally, I really try. I pretty much like everything for the most part. But if I had to pick one, that would be pretty much it.
I know exactly what mine is. Billy, what's yours?
Mine was in Dino Thunder, kind of. When Tommy was in that one as well. So the actor JDF, he was
Tommy's emo phase.
Yeah. So I didn't really like that. So because he was having disputes and stuff with the contract disputes, and then the contract he was able to leave whenever he wanted to. So you can only go so far with a suit actor and voiceovers, and that kind of just bugged me. So
when he was trapped in the suit.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't like
and the
that.
thing that's hard about and the thing that's hard about that is that if you think of the background, what's happening behind the scenes, it kind of makes you. For me, like when I watch that, it does make me kind of go like, "Why'd you come back?"
Right?
Like why? Why? No, don't. You could have someone different come back. You could have had anyone else, but no, they had to go with a ranger from. It was so dumb.
Yeah. And that's
my eyes roll super hard. It's
but I mean, it's cool that it links Angel Grove to whatever city that they were in.
Yeah. Coastal Reef or whatever.
Coastal Reef,
Reef something. Yeah.
Reefside.
Reefside. Yeah. Reef something.
Something.
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to know what bugs me the most?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cole.
Okay.
Cole.
Yeah.
Cole bugs me the most about everything. He's a terrible Red Ranger. He swoops in. He makes Taylor look like it. Makes Taylor just miserable the entire time. Him and Taylor don't really get along the entire season.
Right.
There's a couple little bits and pieces where they do get along, but no, he's just an idiot. And the little boy God King Megazord had to come down and tell him he's an idiot.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, and then also the guy who played him, Richard Medina.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Meh. I don't find him attractive. I don't find him a good actor. I don't care for him at all. Even growing up, I did not like Wild Force at all. Because of him, he ruined the whole season for me.
Yeah, and I mean, it's funny because as we've talked many times about how the whole convention world has changed so much because the actors when they first started, they didn't really quite understand what was going on.
Right.
So they would say sometimes they would say things more back then about certain things, and now they don't really talk about it. Because there were some panels where they were asking them how was your season, and basically everybody was miserable on that season. They hated it. They said, "Why did you guys have such a bad time?" And they're like, "Well,
we had a murder guy on our team."
They all said it was well, they referenced, they said if you've seen this show. There was some reality show, dating show, kind of like The Bachelor, only way more trashy.
Oh,
and he was on the show as a contestant, and he was a total douchebag. A total and his whole thing was I played the Red Ranger, and he just was so over the top and just kind of vulgar and gross and they're like, if you've seen that, you know exactly why. We had a miserable time.
That would explain so many things. Hold on. Ricardo Medina.
They don't talk I've seen that one time they brought that up, and this was years ago at the conventions when they first started doing conventions, and now I've never heard him say anything bad about him.
Let's see.
But I think it's because they've done a few panels before he got arrested. They did some panels with him, so it was well, we're not going to badmouth him in front of right here. And then with all the stuff going on, I think they just, it's better just not to say anything.
Yeah.
But he was kind of, but I feel you can always tell what seasons the people got along and what seasons they kind of didn't.
Big time.
And you enjoy the ones that they got along better.
Uh-huh.
Which is exactly why going back to the whole Tommy being gone for all those episodes was kind of
it was a show called Kept.
Kept?
Wow, yeah. It's Kept.
I saw a clip of it a long time ago, and it was pretty bad. He just doesn't come across
VH1 great. Reality TV series, and there's another thing he was in called Confession of a Pit Fighter.
God dang it.
Where he plays himself, which is kind of weird, but what?
Well, he's a martial artist, he says,
Right.
But a martial artist who, by the way, I don't know if this is getting too far. I mean, we're doing conspiracy theories, but I don't want to go into, because I'm sure there's legal ramifications of some sort. But if you ever look up the actual story of the whole him getting arrested for murder thing,
the Zeotohero lawyer has informed us that all of what we are saying right now is hearsay, and we have no legal knowledge of what's happening, and that we inform you that you should read the legal documents yourself to make any kind of conclusions for yourself. We at Zeotohero do not condone anything that happened, and we would like to let you know that we also think that Richard Medina Jr. is a huge, huge douchebag. Thank you. Have a good day.
it's pretty.
Yeah, it gets kind of into that theory, not really theory, but
bad.
He's kind of an a-hole.
It's really. I mean, all the evidence and stuff they found, and all the weird things. Like there was a hammer that was near the body. That why was there a hammer nearby? If the guy, if it was an accident, it's really it's pretty bad.
It's very much he did it.
And
he did it on purpose.
I don't know how he got out of jail.
He got out.
I don't know how he murdered someone. And So the whole it's if you're. I mean, I don't read very well, like I said, but I read the whole entire thing, and it was crazy. I mean, it's absolutely crazy.
It's a little nuts. So you're like, okie dokie.
Yeah,
it's like his dad or his stepdad was a police officer, and as soon as it happened, he called his dad first.
Yeah,
he didn't call the emergency. He didn't call the ambulance first. He called his dad, basically sounding like he's trying to cover it up. Like, what should I do to cover this up?
Yeah,
I mean, it was rough. Again, I probably shouldn't say anything else because who knows what the real truth is and stuff.
We're going to be in so much legal problems. Thanks, Casey.
Thanks.
We be a lawyer.
Yeah.
Sorry. I mean, I'm just saying read the article. That's all I'm saying.
There's a lot of indication that it was premeditated. Let's go with that.
It's pretty rough.
Sure. Yeah, Billy, what?
What?
So what'd you think of Decker then?
Decker, I thought, okay, if you listen to the episode with the power trip, you clearly know that I think Decker's stupid. His suit design is really cool.
Yeah.
I like his suit design. He's
got a cool sword.
Yeah.
Meh. I don't really care about but I think Decker himself is the most boring character in the entire, and that's including cult leader Jaden.
I was gonna say I like the fight scenes choreographed between Jaden and him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the second fight scene was American footage, or the New Zealand footage.
Yes.
The first one was Japanese footage, which is completely fine, but oh god, Decker was so boring.
I just like
Daiyu was interesting. Decker was boring. I thought he was the dumbest thing walking on two legs on that season. And we had Jaden, we had Master G, unpaid intern Master G.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it was dumb, and I thought Decker was the worst part of the whole season.
He was. I don't know. I mean, again, we were talking about this before we started recording. That I watched Samurai when it came out, and then because I had missed sort of the Disney era, I went back and watched the Disney era, and I never really got back around to watching Samurai again, and it's hard to find right now. So I need to go back and go through it.
Well, a good thing you can watch is the Power Trip, or listen to the Power Trip episode with Billy and myself called Power Samurai, featuring Zeotohero.
Yeah.
And
give it a listen.
It's a really fun episode, especially near the last hour. It gets really, really crazy because we start getting into really, really deep conspiracy theories and start blowing people's minds. It was fun.
Sure, no.
Oh, but yeah, so I there's so many more things with Samurai that could have gone better, and I really wish I didn't have. But I don't need. How did he come? Why did he come back?
Who come back?
Why? Medina.
I don't know.
Why did he come back?
That's what's so weird is it sounds like he was such a pain to deal with. Work as an actor.
I know Wild Force was between Disney and Saban. Like it was the season between, and so Saban was already hands off with this.
He was the one. I heard a story when he was. I mean,
Bulk like Paul Schreier was a writer for Wild Force.
Yeah.
What's going on? Like, he should have been like, no.
Yeah, I don't know. And I mean, from what I heard, it's like he got talking to the casting people there, and they were like, they said, yeah, come on the show. And he was like, I don't know if I want to do. Like, it sounded like they went after him, which, I mean, of course, judging by his personality, he may just be kind of BSing that. But it just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why they'd want him back. I don't know. He sounded like he wasn't good to work with, so.
Right.
Whatever. We got cult leader Jaden out of it, so it's fine.
It was fine.
Or Big Brother Jaden.
That's right.
Yeah.
What do you think of Lauren then? Because I know you're.
Oh, but what do you think of Lauren? I know you had something to say about her, right?
I don't know. I didn't really. I don't know. I liked her coming in because she like shunned Jaden out of the house because Jaden was so bad.
Well, he kind of left,
yeah.
and she actually wanted him to stay because they hadn't been together their whole lives, and she wanted him around.
Exactly.
So I don't know. I don't really get his whole. They are going to follow me, and I need to leave because they won't follow you unless I'm gone. And it's like you could have fought together.
I have an entire theory behind that. Like, I got a whole thing, man. Jaden's big brother.
I've heard that. Yeah.
The Shiba family's big brother, and if one head of the household's like there, and another head of the household shows up, like their big brother, like that's the person who's in charge.
Right.
And if someone else is there, you're gonna get a lot more prolies, and you don't need any more prolies.
Mm-hmm.
So who has read the book?
Yeah.
More division. Like, you don't want more division. You don't want people like leading the faith.
Yeah. I did like that when she did come into the show. She right off the bat showed that she was way more skilled at the red power.
And that's why that's the thing is I like her character a lot, and I mean, she trained her whole life. All she did was train, and they have that scene where like the other Rangers they're eating Mia's food, and she actually likes it, and they all hate it. And they're like, well, what do you do for fun? And she's like, I train. And they're like, well, what do you do like when you're not training? And she's like, I train.
Yeah.
And it's so to me, it's like the fact that, I mean, Jaden trained hard too, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things where like, okay, we had our first like really official female Red Ranger, and then they kind of just were like, man, she trained her whole life. Wasn't enough. Like,
no.
Like, too bad for you.
Too bad.
So it's like, oh, Jaden had to come.
Sucks.
The brother had to come back and save the day because we need a man to do it. You know, it's like, that's what kind of drove me nuts. It's like, oh man, she could have been an awesome character. They could have brought her in a little earlier and really done a great transition and had them both fight together, brother and sister, after like however long.
Dude. And sharing the same power. Oh, that'd be cool.
So this episode ran really long, so we're cutting it in half. And this is the end of the first half, and we totally did not set up two endings. So, in lieu of that, we're going to tell you where you can find Casey at, a.k.a. the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger Conspiracy Theorist. You can find him on YouTube at Mighty Morphin Power Ranger Conspiracy Theorist. Conspiracy Theory? Conspiracy Theory. You can find Billy at I Don't Care. You can find me at, if you can find me, I'll be thoroughly surprised.
If you give me $10, I'll tell you where he's at.
You can donate $10 to our co.fi/zeotohero, and we'll tell you where we live at. You can send us things.
Oh, God, no, don't do that.
Do you want to be a hero, but you're not? Do you want to be a Jiro or a Kojiro, but you can't because you're not Japanese? Have you considered Zeo to Hero?
Remember, heroes come and go. Idiots are forever.
Jubilee!
I didn't like their base suit, but their upgraded suit with the white I liked.
Well, wait. Let's pull this into part of the episode, like stuff we don't like about certain things. We can complain about that. Right. We can pull this in.
Jim likes day old cheese. I don't judge him, but he judges me for putting my right sock on my left foot.
I'll judge you all day for that. Yeah. Calm down. Like, I will hunt you down and run you down with my car
for
doing that. I mean,
Casey
in the court of law, I clearly stated that I love my brother and will never do anything to harm him.
Yeah.